Hello, Silicon Valley. Um, it's nice to be back. I was here, I think I spent a good portion of my 20s pitching at the Battery. And I've had 3 successful companies in this most recent one, Sensay. We were fortunate to raise venture capital from a lot of really amazing, prominent investors here in Silicon Valley. So I have a lot of gratitude for the place. Certainly, the western side of America has given us a lot of technology, has been the birthplace of many of the things that we see today. And I think that blockchain is emerging in a very substantial way here and globally throughout the world. So we now think of ourselves as a global company. And we are operating globally, and I want to talk a little bit more about our evolution. So Sense is an evolution of Sensay. We've been a 4-year running company now, and just this past year, in 2017, we have created a cryptocurrency called Sense. So we started our company founded on some basic core principles. I've always been a technologist, and I've always had a deep love for connecting humans together through technology. So we came up with this conclusion that all humans are inherently valuable and also connected. Through technology, we have that ability, and that every human is an entrepreneur. And what we mean by that is that every single person is able to now become an entrepreneur of their own business. And that's because they can leverage the platforms and relationships that we are able to access now to create value among humans, and not just humans, but also among machines. And this is really showing what our globally connected world is capable of doing. And so the first thing I want to share is just, this is a little bit more human than technology, but it's really the fundamental purpose of how we arrive here, how we decide that a person is like an entrepreneur, how a person can find that purpose. And so if you combined everything that you love with what the world needs or what benefits society and what you're good at, and the fourth principle, and at least in the Japanese principle of ikigai, which is what this represents, also what gets you paid. If you find the intersection of all of those things, that's your purpose, and that's the thing that you could do to be the happiest and have the most fulfilling life. We're moving into a world in which we can change this model. The new definition of value means that we don't have to achieve only what gets us paid as a first starter. We can really think about using our talents and doing what we love and benefiting society and doing what we're good at in different ways. And so we get to think differently now because every single person can utilize their assets in all different ways. You can rent out a room on Airbnb, you can drive your car on Uber, and you can even use your brain and just help people online. And so it's really changing the way that we can think about entrepreneurship. And so this is a slide with a lot of words on it where recently our team went to Cayman Islands for the last D10E. We spent a week there in our first ever summit. After 4 years of being a team, we were all there, and we talked about our life purpose. And so I wrote down some of the words that our team created, and we call these our immutable values. And there are a lot of things on this slide, but the reason that I wanted to show you this is because I want to take away some of those words and leave the ones that represent the blockchain. So the blockchain is transparent. It's a transparent ledger. It is a value system with true information. It's decentralized. It allows for global connectivity, clear communication through all channels. It allows us to align our incentives better so that the shareholders and the stakeholders are also the token holders who are the customers. There's authenticity. So these are all core values to us as humans, and these are all core values of the blockchain. And this is why we really deeply love this technology. So we are a global economy. This is a heat map showing the saturation of Bitcoin in mid-2017. This is Bitcoin only, and certainly if you look at the market today, and especially if you add all of the other currencies, this is going to be a much deeper saturation. But the point is, we started here in California, and if we are to truly globally connect, we really do have to have a global economy. We have to figure out how to break down the barriers of currencies. We have to figure out how to break down the barriers of language and of all different types of communication. So, I think that arguably Bitcoin is the one value store which we'll all say is the true original value store on the blockchain that at least everyone can agree, is sort of solid. And so that's why I wanted to show this map. And with that comes the global landscape. So here are some of the numbers that represent all of the humans today. There are about 7.5 billion of us, going up really quickly. And I show some of the things like messenger users because those are the platforms that we build on. Mobile users, there are 5 billion of us today, but if you think about just the data plans that we have, there are a little bit less people that are able to connect. But cryptocurrency users. So in early 2017, this was a study done by MIT and Cambridge. It was 5 million. That was the total known that they could find cryptocurrency users in the world based on a bunch of math around wallets and how many people would have them. So I 10x this to 50 million just because that seems to be about the pace that the crypto market went since this study. And even then, that's only 50 million people, which means 1% total penetration of all mobile users. That means that 2/3 of the world's humans have a mobile device, but yet less than 1% of them use digital currency. That seems really odd because digital currency is so incredibly easy to use, right? Well, I mean, has anybody participated in an ICO in this room? Keep your hand up if you found it to be easy. Okay, so digital currency is actually kind of difficult to use. It's getting easier, but really it should be as easy as sending a text message. And so we sought out to solve this problem. Sensay is the first app that we built originally, and Sensay had a coin inside of it called Sensay Coins. Kind of like Reddit Karma Points, it was a centralized point system. It allows people to connect together across all messengers interoperably, help each other with what they're good at so they can share their skills or their value, and then exchange these points, which are kind of like gratitude. So now we've implemented a currency called Sense. We wanted to allow the whole community, who were about 3 million users trading about 20 million coins, to convert them into real value. And we did try things like PayPal and Stripe. We looked at other types of currency, and our users weren't very interested. When we told them that they were going to be able to exchange it for a cryptocurrency, it took us 1 year to go from 2 million to 20 million coins, and it took us 1 week to add the next million, and 1 month to add the next 10 million. So everyone was really excited. The entire market spoke. If it's easy to get cryptocurrency instead of chat, we want to do it. And so inside of Sensay, you can very easily redeem your coins, and you can put your Ether wallet address in. And in this instance, we're going to use Jack's wallet because Jack's is extremely simple to use. It's an app that you can download. And the currency goes right there. So I'll just go back because this was a video, and I'll just show you really quickly again. Inside of Sensay, I've earned these coins for helping other people. It asks me to put in my Ethereum wallet address. I pull my wallet address from Jack's, and the Sense goes inside. So we essentially found a way that you could go from Facebook Messenger to Telegram to Kik or to any other messenger. We're on Slack. We've even tested in VR on the Oculus. We're inside of Alexa to exchange digital currency because it really is as easy as sending a text message. And so the reason that we're doing this is not just to exchange currency or value. It's because we want to exchange a specific type of value. We believe that all human knowledge is valuable, and in this new world in which we're building AI, we think that artificial intelligence is not going to be really the preferred way to go. We think that human intelligence is still better than artificial intelligence, and really AI stands for augmented intelligence. It's the combination of the two things. Like, we don't like anything totally artificial. Think about food. Like, I like it organic. So now humans can really discover their true value by taking what they know, sharing their gifts, doing it really easily, connecting globally, and use their data to be their own business. So your knowledge now becomes data. And advertisers spend a lot of money to get your data. On Facebook, it's about $8 billion a quarter that they're earning selling your data. It's about $130 billion a year that are being spent in advertising dollars on mobile just to get your data. So that means that all of your data that you're putting out there, think about just your social data, is currently getting sold on your behalf, but without your participation. You contribute it in your skills and your knowledge and everything that you know, but you don't get the capital for it. Somebody else does, the publisher. So Sense lets you take all of the knowledge and everything that you've done, all of your digital contributions, put it into a globally distributed data set on the blockchain and earn cents for it or earn a value for it. This is our very first app that we built on Sense on our testnet, and we allow you to take all of your GitHub contributions and all of your Reddit contributions and earn for them. You can see that we love developers. Developers are our first customers. They're the ones that create this ecosystem. And being in Silicon Valley, you're very familiar with being at the very bleeding edge of technology. You're at the very beginning of all the early adopters, and the developers are the ones that really are. So we built this for them. This is our distributed network. So Sense, if anyone is a developer in the room, will be able to understand that this is what we provide. So we allow for a developer to access all of the humans and their data. And we do this with the human's permission. We do it with privacy, and we do it with anonymity. So basically, all that data that you saw that you collected could be accessed by a business or a brand or a bot directly to you, and you get paid for it automatically through the blockchain. And this value exchange is, we call it knowledge attribution. It's really just all of your digital contributions that are out there. So all this work that you've done for years and years where the internet has been free, for the last 20 years, the internet's been free, and you've been putting all of your blog posts and Wikipedia articles out there, you're finally getting a value for it. That's what the blockchain offers. So that the developers can access two things, humans and their data. It's really simple. We're bridging the gap between apps and dApps. So you have the ability to use any of the centralized applications that exist today and their new successors, which are going to be the dApps that you see emerging for tomorrow. When we opened our token sale, because we did do an ICO in November, closing in December, we had only opened it to developers, and I'll let you authenticate as a developer. If there are VCs in the room, you know the pain of not being able to get into a deal early. We had no discounts at the beginning. We gave everything to our developers first. So we had 400 developers give us $1.5 million in the first week, and that was really what we wanted to see, was that people were willing to contribute to the platform. Then we opened it up to the public, and then we opened it up to larger institutional funds. And I really recommend doing this model. This is just a couple of the areas in which we think that businesses that want to build on top of us, if you're in any kind of gaming, messaging, health and fitness, these are great companies that can be built on top of the Sense platform. We have opened up our entire platform to developers, and we can talk to you a little bit more outside about that if you want to go to our booth and chat with Brandon. So the last thing I want to talk about is just really what has happened in these last couple of years. We started our company in 2014, and it just so happens that the very first ICO ever was just around this time, called Mastercoin. And this is a cool video that you can find online, but I'm going to go through a couple of points on it. This little blue dot right here represents Ethereum. Ethereum ICO'd for $19 million or so, just at the end of 2014. So that would be the one ICO that you probably know about as the first one. And then the DAO came around in 2016, and as you see, it starts to explode a little bit more. 2017 was when it really started. And this is what the ecosystem started to look like today. Nearing the end of 2017, this is right at the time that we finished our ICO, so we would be represented down there in those little red dots because we're domiciled in Cayman Islands, our new global headquarters. And this is something to think about as well. We are operating globally, and the governance in this space is really still being defined. So it is harder to operate from the west coast of the United States when you have now token buyers and purchasers, people who are your consumers in 80 countries worldwide. So this was ending 2017. This is just in November, about $6 billion worth of ICOs, and this is still growing. So today this is substantially more, and I think this shows that VC is radically being changed and transformed, and never again will be the same based on this new model. So really the last thing I think that's important on this is transparency and governance are so deeply important in this process. If you've raised VC before, or you're a venture-backed company, you understand giving reports to your investors, but you are probably unfamiliar with giving it to thousands of people who are represented as your shareholders or stakeholders in your company. So we believe in being a part of this. So I joined the ICO Governance Foundation on the board this year. We are using a company called Glass, and I just wanted to highlight them because they are currently working with charities, governments, politicians to open up their data, and I believe all ICOs should be on there as well. So really that's the most important part. We are also hiring. We're really excited that we were able to complete our token sale. We have a developer platform that everyone can build on. We have a sustainable ecosystem. So if you are interested in talking to Sense, making sense with us, go to that link and find me a little bit later. Thank you.